Hi everybody, my name is Jason Morales, and basically right now I'm working on a manuscript that I wrote while I was locked up, and it's called The Search of Freedom, Diary of a Convict, but basically just a bunch of poems that I wrote through my incarceration. I did 13 months, and about whatever. Anyway, so this poem, since we started with the subject black, it's gonna be cool. So obviously my last name is Morales, so you guys are like, oh, what is he? You know, what's he makes with? Hear his accent. You know, is he Dominican? Is he Puerto Rican? Is he, you know? So basically, first I'm gonna just introduce you guys with this poem. Quick little warm up before I hit you with, you know, little, I guess the entree or whatever, before I hit you with the... Alright, so here it goes. So here it goes. When the sun appears to rise, see not with your eyes, but with your mind, and you will find that just like our pigment is a figment of our imagination, so is... Sorry, let me start this again. When the sun appears to rise, see not with your eyes, but with your mind, and you will find that just like our pigment is a figment of our imagination, so is the sun appearing to cross the skies. See not with your eyes, but with your mind, and you will find stardust in our bloodlines. See not with your eyes, and you will find that our earth was once a paradise. My God is the one who rolled the pair of dice. Our human body is a heavenly body in disguise. See not with your eyes, but with your mind, and be amazed on what you will find. See not with your eyes. Alright, so before I hit you with this bomb right here, alright, so everybody knows what the color black, right? Like the definition. Does anybody know the definition of black? Color black? Anybody?
Absence of color.
The absence of color. Okay, so keep that in mind. Does anybody recall the what happened with Trayvon Martin? You know why Zimmerman was found not guilty, right? Because of they have a law called hold their ground. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so here I go. Alright, here I go. I am not the absence of color. So don't you dare smother my true nature with a hue to cover the reality that we are all like one another. Nobody is black, brown, white. Can somebody please tell the Census Bureau to stop messing around, because there is nothing scientifically profound about race. It is just a social construct to keep us down, confound and bound to an erroneous belief, odiously causing each other grief, notoriously discriminating without relief. Stereotyping remains victorious in a leaf. If Lady Justice was more like death, she wouldn't discriminate. The Statue of Liberty is of no substance when you're living in a police state, and the scales of justice are off weight. Wait! You're telling me that a prejudiced feather weighs more than an ounce of truth? The proof confinement of our racially profiled youth. An officer who decides to shoot an unarmed minority in a dispute, his defense is that he reached for the wrong weapon. Now the victim, or should I say suspect's family, is going through hell while Oscar Grant is looking down from heaven, witnessing the injustices on Channel 11, apparently one's complexion represents a threat. What they taught us to be a race could result in one's death. Or in prison, paying back society a debt with hidden fees and interest, I bet. The stakes are high as I play the cards I was dealt. Will I fold and melt into the melting pot in my pursuit to acquire wealth? Or will I end up like Trayvon, murdered by neighborhood watch simply because my hair isn't blonde? Where is the justice? Not guilty, the jury responds. Beyond a reasonable doubt, the Florida state courts couldn't hold their ground, even with the forces of gravity around. The verdict out of this world, justice nowhere to be found, lost in a sea of bigotry. If our government has 3 branches, it must be George Washington's apple tree, still bearing fruit of inequality, judging us by the quantity, damaging our quality, assimilating us from a rich culture and throwing us into poverty.
Come on. All right.
The rewards and punishments that come with pigmentation, the retaliation of being born a certain color in this nation, the bigot who believes in discrimination, and the misguided youth under incarceration, all because of the lies that we were taught. The concept of race, the deadliest paradox, a concept causing an onslaught on our true nature by those with the ignorant thought, affecting civilians, cops and politicians, sickening superior and Supreme Court's decisions. The illusion of race has even influenced one's drugs addiction. The perception of one another is what's causing the world's affliction. So please don't tell me that it is God's plan for a group of people to suffer their whole lifespan, and don't you dare ask me what I am, because I am a human and not a human, immune to the concept of race, not confused by the illusions of time and space, doing whatever it takes to make this world a better place by spreading knowledge that you don't learn unless you go to college. The lack of education is the reason why the false notion of race hasn't been demolished. I am not the absence of color.